Hi there, I'm Andrew Larder. I'm a Fora travel advisor, and I just want to shoot a quick video to tell you all about RIU Hotels and Resorts big sale up to 59% off. That's the main part of it. Click the link, go to my site at drewlarder.com. They've got a little post, and we're at it right here. So I'll just scroll through, and then I'll tell you a little bit about the RIU. It's all inclusive. It's we went to the Mazatlan one for spring break, and it was amazing. It was probably the best thing you could do in Mazatlan for a family, with water slides and kids' food, from burgers to fries to tacos, just available outside, and tons of different pools. And then kids kind of, I'll describe it as a water slide. I think the water slide, at least at the one at Mazatlan, was more geared to be scary enough for teenagers, and so too scary for my 9-year-old. And then you back it off a bit. There was a really young kids kind of an area that had 5-foot slides, that kind of thing. And so lots of fun in the water. There's the ocean out there. I think my daughter got into the boogie boarding and really enjoyed that, kind of trying to surf on the boogie board and things like that. So all the stuff is there that you could ever imagine. There's people that are right off the edge that are renting those where they take you for a parachute ride up into the sky and drop you back down and things like that. And then, of course, outside of the resort, taxis, buses, you just jump on it and go into, in this case, Mazatlan. But I'm talking more about here, the general, all the RIU resorts. And so the one thing I'll say, just as a tip, which I call me dumb, wouldn't have really thought about, it took my brother-in-law saying, hey, get a whack of $1 bills and just start sprinkling them out. And that's what, it's all inclusive. Everything's included. Why would you need to bring money for tips? Well, if you do, I'll describe it in the room. You leave, let's see if I can remember the numbers. I'm going to say you leave $1 and they kind of do up your room. You leave $2 and they have like a lovely swan made out of the towel and things like that. That's a good example. You leave $1 in the mini bar, boom, you get filled up with all sorts of things. You don't? Well, every couple of days they fill it up, no big deal. Same sort of thing at the where it really paid off. I hate to say paid off. That's so mercenary. But again, everything's included, right? So breakfast, lunch, dinner. And these guys are working for some number. I'm just going to grab a number like $20 a day. And it's the number I was told was even less than that because it's Mexican and it's a lower cost of living and so on. But so picture if you're making, I think it was $16 or $18. So now it's, or $10, $12, something like that, $12, I think. So picture that. And then somebody hands you a couple of dollars and you're like, I just made 25% more. So you see what I mean? It's a big deal. And so it gives you go for breakfast, everybody just comes, eats breakfast and leaves. You leave $1 or $2, they're waiting for you when you come next time for breakfast. Senor, I've got your seat over here. I'm ready for you. I've got your juices. You want coffee, blah, 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 everything they can do to help you. That's just breakfast. The dinner time, there was a kind of thing where it is, you had to reserve the a la carte restaurants. And so here's where it probably paid off more than anything else is my wife is really not a fan of the buffets. And so she really wanted to go to the a la carte restaurants. So because we normally tip, we just left a tip. And I think it was like $5, something like that. And we had dinner for 3, my daughter and the 2 of us. So if you were in Canada or the States, I don't know, you'd spend, at even a cheap place, you'd spend $100 and leave $20. You know what I mean? For a good dinner, you'd spend more. So to leave $5, you're getting a great deal. You're having everything all included, all the wine, all the drinks, all the desserts, all the food you can imagine. Sure, have $5. And that guy is like, hey, next time you come, ask for me. I'm your guy. I'll get you in. You're only supposed to be able to get in, I don't know, once a week. I'll get you in. And that's a very good example of where a few bucks, and you wouldn't think of it. It's all inclusive. Why would you have to tip? Well, if you do, you get better service. And that's kind of where tipping all started. But it is really counterintuitive at the all-inclusive places. It really did pay off in a very good way. There's another, so that's one waiter. The next week we end up going to more of an Oriental kind of place. And the waiter there was taking a bottle of wine and putting it into my wife's purse every night before we left. So forget about, well, you can have all the drinks you want, right? So it's not like but he's basically going, here, have drinks to go upstairs. And you got everything else set. So it was really wonderful. And not only that, the accommodations, the standard of the food, the standard of the cleanliness, the amount of chairs. I remember looking out on the beach and going, well, there's just a sea of chairs available out on the beach. You want to sit in the beach and maybe a little bit more, people leave their towels and things on the ones around the pool. So a little bit more of, oh, those ones are filled up. There's one over there. And I think we were very happy to be sitting on the beach. Really, I'd rather sit on the beach sand than on the concrete and maybe walk 10 feet or 20 feet. And there's another one. So the drinks, they're all inclusive. There's bars there. You leave $1 each time you get a round of drinks, which is, would you do that in Canada or the States? Heck yeah, you'd spend, I don't know, let's pick a number like 4 drinks at, say it wasn't $10, say it was $7. That's a really good deal. I'm thinking Canadian money. So it'd be $30. You'd leave the guy $5 every time. You know what I mean? So to leave these guys $1 or $2 and have everything free, again, it's a heck of a deal. And the service now, people are lined up, and the guy steps off to the side, beckons you over, hands you your drink. You know what I mean? You're like, was that worth $1? Heck yeah, you'd still be standing in line. You see what I mean? It's one of those things where it just is one of the most, and I hate to say mercenary. I want to say it's the appreciation of the tip that you don't even get to see in Canada or the States, because it's like everybody tips. So everybody's going to leave you 20% or whatever the number is. Everybody's going to, do that. So you're not really like, wow, that one really stands out. Now you stand out for being a tipper as opposed to everybody else is a non-tipper. And so picture yourself working there, ignoring the money and the wages and where you live and the country you're in and all that kind of stuff. If you knew that 90% of people weren't tipping and these 3 guys over here are, you're taking care of those guys first. You just are, because you're going to get money from them, and the other guys you aren't. So I'm talking about drinks, food, have the bed made up, the number of beers and drinks and stuff in your hotel room, the whole 9 yards. By bringing, I'll use the number like $100 in ones. We're not talking about tipping $20 to guys. We're talking about living $2, $3, $4, $5 for dinner, maybe $2 for breakfast, and it's for 3 of us, right? Anyhow, I've gone on for a few minutes. That's the all-inclusive thing that I found. And again, if my brother-in-law hadn't said, bring a bunch of money for that, not a bunch, break down $100. And I would probably have not thought about it as continuously as I did. So, yeah. Anyhow, let's go back to the RIU thing. I've just rambled on like a crazy man. So here, I'm going to run through. Here's the destinations in the sale: Negril, Costa Mujeres, Nassau, Los Cabos, Guanacaste, Punta Cana, Mazatlan, Panama City, Puerto Vallarta, Cancun, Riviera Maya, Ocho Rios, Aruba, Montego Bay. All the RIU ones. And the travel dates are from basically now till the end of, the end of 2025. You need to book it by December of 2024. So, you've still got time. The deal, I think, though, is the April sale. There's save money right up front. There's hotel discounts up to 59%. There's resort credits. There's free access to the RIU Party and Splash Water World. And they say here the resorts that are being recently renovated: RIU Caribe, RIU Palace Macau, and RIU Palace Pacifico. And so just a whole bunch of deals all about RIU. And and this is a picture from our suite. This is in Mazatlan, looking down on the pool complex, and it stretches out much more than this. I kind of had to focus this in just to get to make it be the header for the site. I'm going to cut it short here. The link is in the video description. It'll take you to my site, this site here, drewlarder.com, but it'll take you to the exact page for the RIU Hotel Resorts April sale. At the bottom of it all, let me just scroll down and show you at the bottom of it all. Yes, it's very scary because he says, hey, contact me to book a stay at any resort. any resort. Doesn't have to be RIU, obviously, any hotel. So you can see this here, Andrew Larder for Travel Advisor. You click that, what's going to happen? Something scary. Oh, it pops up. That's me. A bit about me, some reviews I've done at different places. There's a Mazatlan one in there of staying at the RIU, and blah, blah, blah. There's my daughter, my wife, me. And then here, you put in your email, your name, and a one-line thing. You don't have to make it a big deal. One line, wanting to go to the RIU in Mazatlan in June. Boom. We'll go from there. We'll start a conversation and we'll figure it out. It's as easy as that. Hit go, contact Andrew, and then walk away. I'll send you an email back. Okay. And so I really want to say, if you can get this kind of a deal and stay, this is outside of the RIU in Mazatlan too. This is off the property, this particular picture of us, but this one is the beach, and this is just to the right. Anyhow, blah, blah, blah. It's all around. Beach is beach, ocean is ocean, untouched beach. As far as I can see, it's a great setup. And I'm talking about one in particular. Let's cut it short here. That's still there. You click the link and away you go. I'm Andrew Larder for Travel Advisor. Click the link in the video description and check out the RIU Resorts April sale. Enjoy.